Hello guys and welcome to another episode of the Granny Joe Show. Today we're gonna be playing Dating Sims, the visual novel. I downloaded this because it seemed kind of interesting from what I saw. I was like morbidly curious, so we'll play it together in a game. What should our name be? Well, our name is Kara. I feel like okay, I guess we can just leave it. Sure. Part 1. I like the soundtrack that they just used, the Sims soundtrack. I think that's cool. Alright. Left on the front porch of my new home with boxes piled high, I couldn't help but smile. I looked out at the neighborhood warmed by the morning sun. I feel like, and Michelle made a complaint about this with other walkthroughs that you guys have seen. I feel like a lot of the dating sim games like to do a lot of telling and not showing, where they have the character over explain everything that's going on, where they can just rely on the screenshots. Like, I can see what she's doing with the screenshot. I don't really need her to explain it again with text. It's not really needed. So let's see. I kept glancing at the empty street below for signs of my longtime friend Haley, who was no doubt sleeping in. Once she arrived, apartment keys in hand, we could begin to unpack. I was anxious to get started. Like, instead of doing this, you could just say, she could just come up. Like, the friend can come up and be like, "Hey, Kara, how are you doing?" And then Kara could be like, "Oh, you're late again," or something. Or, "You should be here earlier," or whatever, instead of explaining this. Willow Creek, my new neighborhood. I wonder what this place has in store for me. And they're showing the really... Oh, that's a nice house. That's a nicely built house. I'm saying that because I'm not good at building houses in The Sims, or at least I am, but I'm not good at building the outsides because I don't care about the outsides. I like how they're showing like the really crappy, like outdoor areas that you can go to because they're really lame and poorly put together. Well, we're done. I'm out of breath. Where's the glass of water when you need it? I guess this is our friend Haley. See, you could just have her here and you're like, "Haley, how dare you be late?" You know? Womp womp. Kind of that situation. What did you have in these boxes, Kara? Rocks? You got me. I couldn't leave my exotic rock collection behind at SimU geology department. Womp! Did you get it, guys? It's because you could collect rocks in The Sims. Actually, I do like that joke. I think that's a good joke. Because you can actually do that in The Sims. Okay. And then everybody's always an expert in The Sims, so I can imagine her being like Barbie and being like a doctor and all this other stuff at the same time. So, Harvey, very funny. I believe it if there was actually a geology department. In The Sims, there's everything, honey. Also, I kind of like the dialogue. I don't think the dialogue's that bad. It's kind of easy to read, which is great for me because we all know how hard it is for me to read this shit out loud. So the fact that I can read it fine I think that's a big plus. At least we can cool off now that we're done on our very own couch and our very own place. Can you believe it? I'm gonna shut the door that way I don't wake Michelle's sleeping right now. And if you hear squeaking, that's my unbearable chair. Yes, it is annoying. Why do I not get a new chair, you ask? Just because this is comfortable, and the other chair that doesn't squeak puts my legs to sleep. So, it's IKEA furniture. That's why it puts my legs to sleep. Yeah, can you believe it? Sure, it's a starter home, and I think it'd be really nice once we upgraded a few things like the TV. Maybe some new curtains. Ooh, and we could build an office add-on. Yeah, I understand this pain. Starter home problems, yo. Whoa! After this month's rent, we're not going to have many millions left over. It's true. That's just how it is. You start playing the game. We can plan our dreams renovations later. After we save up more money, I hear the Willow Creek building codes are lax. I guess I'm thinking too far ahead. Don't you just wish there was a way to instantly make more money? Like a cheat? Being a responsible adult is so time consuming. That's why you put motherload in. You type this shit in. Speaking of responsible, how's the jump hunting going? I could put in a good word with my boss if you're still looking for work. She's like, ugh. An office job? But that's so permanent. You need charisma and good decision-making skills. Not in The Sims, honey. I don't know what I want to do yet. Working with Haley would be simple, but I don't know if corporate life was for me. It seems so serious and colorless. Ever since graduation, I had this tiny thought in the back of my head that something was going to happen, something more than office work. Maybe everybody thinks that. Maybe if it was the romantic in me, but maybe there was something out there. We still have a little left over in your savings. Why don't you explore our new home for a while? It might help you make up your mind. The town seems gorgeous and it's too nice to stay inside today. But let's sit down and get the water first. I almost forgot I wanted some. How have you been since graduation? This is cute. The water tasted a bit like fridge, but it was nice to drink chat with Haley. We caught up with each other and listed all of the places that we wanted to explore, something we did frequently while we were in school. I almost couldn't believe it. Haley and I were on our own. From now on, I had to complete and total freedom to make my own decisions. Honestly, that freedom was a little bit scary. But even if I was nervous, I was ready to make the most of it, of what the future had in store for me. What time is it? Afternoon already? I could go for a late lunch. Maybe we should find a place where we could eat something. I saw a burger place on the coast as I was driving into town. It should be a short walk from here. There are probably a few places in town too. Have a preference, Kara? Let's eat in town. Let's try to go to the coast. Let's go to the coast. That sounds... Well... Let's eat in town. Let's see what's in, like, the area. Town is a bit closer. I'm starving. We can walk around the main street afterwards. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hear there's there's shopping on the main street. Let's go. Yeah, I'm good for shopping. Willow Creek wasn't a large town, and the town center wasn't far from our apartment. The main street wrapped around small, short buildings, contrasting with the taller office buildings in the business district. What it lacked in height, it made up an atmosphere. Shops and cafes were perched along the road like birds on a concrete wire. Each had their own color. The soft pastels of the cafe, the electric blue of the arcade, the resonant reds of the sleeping nightclub could be seen from our next street over. And again, you don't really need to write this. Like, I can see the screenshot. I kind of see why they did it, because The Sims isn't really all that, like, immersive as far as, like, the shops. The shops aren't very well made, in my opinion. So I can see you not wanting to rely on just the graphics of The Sims. So I see why you would want to describe it, but you don't really need to. Like, this is a fun screenshot. The glowing advertisements of coffee, clothing, and art dotted the remaining buildings with more speckles of local flavor. Haley got my attention, eager to try one of the eateries. I have no clue what to eat. I'm just really hungry. Maybe we should go somewhere with outdoor seatings. We should be able to find some empty seats, and we're a little bit later than the usual lunch rush. It looks like there's a place at the end, the one with the pink awnings. I think I see a sushi place too, but I don't see any outdoor seatings. I'd like to give the coffee place a try, but we could save that for another morning. Let's go check the pink place. Those tables out front are cute. This is so weird. We don't know where anything is yet. Oh, the joys of being a newbie. Makes me feel like a freshman all over again. You have to admit it's sort of fun. We'll learn soon enough. Definitely. Let's go. Munching on sandwiches we purchased outside, Haley and I scoped our new surroundings were shaded from the shade of an umbrella. After a few minutes of happy chatter about an old couple taking a walk, Haley suddenly stopped talking and laughed to herself. She turned to me with a goofy smile on her face. Kara, this is absurd amount of attractive people here. Wow, that's very sudden. What? You're already looking at guys? We've only been here for half a day. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, jeez. That was very quick. Guys? Me? Never. Because I'm a lesbian. I was mostly talking about those models. Look over there. I think there's some sort of photo shoot going on. What is this chick wearing? I don't remember being able to purchase that. Looking over Haley's show, I could just make out a glint of a few reflectors. A group gathered around the area, including the people I assumed Haley was talking about. Judging by their dating outfits and daring outfits, their daring outfits and varied styles, they certainly did look like models. I heard there was a reputable agency gallery located here, but I never paid much attention. There was one guy, camera in hand, that looked a bit out of place among the group's glitz and glamour. He looked like he was ready to take off towards Granite Falls. After a while, he called the chatting girls to attention, getting the camera ready with a smile. He glanced at us for just a second, but it was enough to make me embarrassed from looking. I think they're starting. Should we be looking at them like this? Oh, I know who you're looking at. I'm not looking at anyone. In fact, I'm looking at the other direction. That's me. She's me. I hear shouting. Are they fighting? Those two at the coffee place. Oh, where? Do you mean at Blue Cup? Let's get into fear, guys. The couple I noticed standing in the porch of the coffee place next door. I heard the raised voice of the girl as she crossed her arms sharply in anger before waving them around in response to the guy's replies. Yeah, you don't need to explain this. You could just have them, have their dialogue. Have her say something, have him say something, and we kind of get that they're fighting. As for the guy, he kept his head turned firmly toward the ground, flinching occasionally. He was dressed in a uniform of a Blue Cup employee, tired from a morning of work. The exchange continued until the girl eventually stormed off in the direction of the nightclub. After a moment to collect himself, the guy fished some headphones out of his pocket and put them in before going back inside. I wonder if they were talking what they were talking about. Oh, I guess he has a secret lover? Where did she get this from? You shouldn't make wild assumptions about people's private lives like that. Besides, it's obvious not a secret lover, but a secret crime. How did I get in this shit? You're just as bad as me sometimes, Kara. Yeah, because you guys are making shit up. Let's find more people. Okay, so I think that this idea overall is really cute. I like the idea of playing The Sims in a story single player kind of mode, and I like the idea of different because we have different situations that can branch out from us first going to the world of The Sims, like finding a job, looking at different nightclubs. I'm gonna just click as, I'm not gonna read them. You can pause it if you want. I like this idea of being a new sim in a new world, but when you have this situation where you're just explaining everything I'm supposed to be looking at and nothing is really happening, that's not very exciting to play, and it's not very exciting for Let's Players and stuff too, because it's nothing is really going on, you know what I'm saying? I want to see if something a little bit more exciting happens, if we can go to work or something. But it's just, the pacing's very slow. Let's see if anything happens. So say, ready to go, walk up. Alright, so we're going back to our apartment. Or our house. Yikes. Okay. The look of the game isn't bad. I don't think that the compositions of the screenshots isn't bad. The models aren't bad. You know, of course they customized them in the creator sim, but they're not bad looking sims. I like this white outline around the characters. I like this dialogue box. Overall, let's go to the nightclub. But it needs to kind of speed up. There's a game called Coming Out on Top. It's my favorite dating sim, and that starts off immediately. The moment you start playing, the story picks up and it starts to get going. I highly recommend the dating sim if you haven't played it. It's great. The art's great. The story's great. It's a very sexy game, so they can't put it on Steam because that's nudity. It's phenomenal, and it's partly because they don't they show don't tell. They don't have you. They don't explain what he's looking at constantly. Like they get right in, they get right in the meaty bits of the game and the story and the characters, and it makes it interesting. But most dating sims are like this, where they just kind of go on and on and on, and they're not fearless with their writing or fearless with the gameplay. Like, they may be writers that are trying to be game developers, so they think, oh, I don't have the confidence to focus on gameplay, so I'm just gonna, like, focus on writing, because that's what I know. But you have to remember that video games are video games. That's the medium. They're not books. So you have to look at it from that perspective. You have to look at it like it's a visual medium. And even if you do text with it, like text-based games, you still have to focus on gameplay and stuff like that. So overall, I think this is a cool idea. I think it needs to be tweaked a lot. I would like to see this for like city living, because I think it'd be kind of cool if the Sims were in an apartment space. I would play another game of this, if they made these improvements, because I do like the idea. But overall, I'll give this a meh. It's an okay game. I give it a meh rating. So, thank you guys for showing out. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you guys later.